back to my channel. It's me, Tika, also known as Beautiful Soul. So today's video is just gonna kind of be about just me I guess expressing my thoughts in a sense, you know, just kind of like how I've been dealing with like a weird funk that I've been in. I won't say it's like, I can't say it's not depression, I'll say that. So I guess trigger warning, this is talking about depression and just my thoughts. So anyway, so lately guys, I've just been kind of like in this funk lately, you know. I am still functioning as far as like I'm able to get up and go to work. I'm still able, you know, I've still been kind of like sticking to my regimen as far as like going to the gym, because lately the gym has been like my outlet, you know what I mean? It's kind of been like my safe place. So 9 times out of 10, if you don't see me at home, I'm at the gym. And I don't know, I just kind of been in this place where it's kind of like I'm second guessing myself, like to the point to where like it's hard for me to even record a video, you know what I mean? Like it's like I'll turn on the camera and then I get so much in my head and then I turn the camera off. Or it's like even with putting on makeup and stuff, like sometimes I'm just like I just want to literally just throw everything away and just not have anything. But this has been always been like my comfort, you know, like changing my look or being able to be expressive with my hair. And you know, those are the things that make Tika Tika. And it's like I'm trying to kind of like get rid of Tika, and it's like that's weird. Like what is wrong with you? Like that's who you are, girl, you know, like that's what you like to do. Like what are you doing, you know? And it's just like I had to dig, like why am I second guessing myself? Why am I to my head, you know? Like my dad and my mom always say that, like, oh, you think too much, like you're overthinking. And it's like I think that I've always kind of overthink stuff because it's like I try to anticipate what someone else is going to say or what someone else is going to think, you know, instead of trying to figure out, okay, what does Tika think? What does Tika like? Don't worry about what someone else is thinking. Don't worry about what someone else may feel. But it's like it's kind of hard when it's like you're trying to put yourself out there and like just be who you are, because like we live in a society where it's like it's like you're an individual, but you can't be too much of an individual, you know what I mean? Because people look at you weird. Like I can't tell you how many times people like stare at me, look at me weirdly, which I mean I have green hair, like what do I expect, right? But no, but it's like I guess I get too much in my head, like oh my god, like am I offending someone? Like, you know, like it's just weird. Like I don't even know why I even think like that. And it's to the point to where like sometimes like my energy is just low, and it's not even like physical, like oh I just don't have any energy, but it's like mentally I'm like I'm just drained, you know? So then typical Tika fashion, you know, I close off. Like that's something that I do a lot, especially when you live alone. It's easier to kind of just be in your own bubble, you know what I mean? Like I know there's some people out there who cannot stand being alone, but honestly I love being alone. Like being alone has been my safe haven for so many years, you know, like, you know, growing up, you know, when I was alone or away from my siblings, away from my parents, or by myself, like I felt safe. I felt like I was I wasn't in the line of fire of being criticized, or, you know, no one had to like say anything negative to me, or, you know, just certain things of that nature. Like I could just be alone with my imagination, you know, which is why I love reading books. Now I've gotten into Audible books, so your girl is like really like in heaven since I'm always driving somewhere, so I listen to a lot of audibles. But it's like I think being alone has always been like good for me, and I don't know if now is even good, because I feel bad when there are other people out there, like, you know, that kind of rely on me in a sense of like, oh, just checking up on them and just speaking to them. And it's not that I don't care about my friends, it's not that I don't care about my family, but it's like it's hard for me, like, and I don't want to use that as an excuse, but sometimes it's hard. Like sometimes like I'll put my phone on do not disturb, and it's not as if anybody's blowing me up anyway, but sometimes I just don't feel like talking. I don't like seeing stuff on social media. I just don't like being in touch with reality, and I like my reality better, and that's not good, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I think I get so caught up in my own world that I neglect other people, and then in turn I beat myself up about it. Like I feel bad, I feel so bad. I'm like, oh my god, like I didn't check on that person, or oh my god, I need to go see that person. But then it's like, okay Tika, you're only one person, like you can't do everything either, because it's like typically, you know, I'm the one who usually go out and go places and go see this person, go do that person. Like it's like sometimes I'm like, you know, okay, like okay, y'all don't understand, being so social is kind of draining me now. Like I need my own, I need to be back in my bubble, like my safe little net, And I think sometimes too, sometimes me being in my own bubble, that's where if I'm not, I guess, recognizing it, that's when depression and everything kind of attacks, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, of course that's just the enemy, like getting in your head, making you put yourself down. And it's just like, I'm the type of person where you don't have to put me down. I beat myself up for the both of us. Like I literally be like, oh, I can go harder in the gym. Like, girl, you could kick it up a notch. You could go twice a day. Oh, girl, like, okay, instead of eating that, you can eat this. Like, it's just like, I sometimes to the point to where like, I'm just like, okay, Tika, if you want a freaking chocolate chip cookie, then eat the cookie. You know what I mean? Like, don't eat a whole case of it, but you can have it, you know, because I have to remember, like, you're not on a diet, you're on a journey, you know? And I think sometimes I get so like, I wouldn't say militant, but I kind of get militant when it comes to like restricting myself. Like if I'm watching a show, I'm like, oh, Tika, you're watching too much TV, you need to turn it off. Or if I'm on Instagram or whatever, like, okay, you've been on Instagram too long, time to cut off, you know what I mean? Which is nothing wrong with having discipline, but it's just like, okay, by you disciplining yourself, what are you gaining from it? You know, like what are you doing as an alternative? And it's like nothing, you know what I mean? Like it's like I can see if like I'm being disciplined, but then I'm like shooting out like 5, you know, film like 10 videos a day, and it's like that ain't even happening. Like, I mean, me sitting down in front of the camera is like, sometimes I'm like, it's too much. And then, you know, my surroundings kind of make it hard for me to even record as well, because it's like the space that I live in is like, sometimes y'all, it's a zoo in my apartment. Like, it's so crazy. Not in my physical apartment, but the apartments around me. Like, it's like, damn, do you guys sleep? Do you guys sit still, you know? So it just gets kind of hard sometimes. And, you know, and I just think like, who cares? Who wants to sit here and listen to me ramble? Who wants to sit here and watch my videos? Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody checking for me like that, you know? But then I have to think like, okay, Tika, there are people out there who do want to listen to you, who do, you know, value what you have to say, who this might be a message for them that they might need to hear. Like, you know, my coworker said something to me the other day. She was just like, you know, Tika, you're the type of person you are, another person would have to be confident around you. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she was like, you can intimidate people. And when she said that, I'm like, I intimidate someone? Me? Like, how? You know? And she was like, your confidence and your light radiates so much in a room when you enter it that an insecure person around you can feel more insecure, and they may be intimidated by it. So it's not necessarily you said or did something, it's just that your presence. And I'm like, whoa, like that took me back, because I guess I kind of reverted back to thinking about like being younger, and like I had no confidence. Y'all, I'm just now getting confidence, you know, or gaining confidence, that is. But it's like to hear that someone could be intimidated by me or think that, oh, she's so pretty, like I can't be around her. And it's like, oh my gosh, like I would never think that about me. And I guess I don't look at myself as that way, because, oh, you have your typical standard of beauty. Like, you know, I don't fit that mold. And I guess it's kind of hard to hear someone else say that. And it's like, wow, like, you know, me, I'm just me. Like, if I want to have green hair today, put on some outrageously long lashes, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna just step in the room and be me. Like, you know, contrary to popular belief, like I'm somewhat shy. Like, I'm outspoken now a little bit, but I'm still kind of shy. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, look at me. Like, I don't need to be, even though my outside says that verbally. I would never say, oh, look at me, but I guess it happened. And when she said that to me, I was just like, wow, like I never would have thought that. And she was just like, you know, you make plus size women, like, you know, you make them feel good in a sense of like, man, like I want to be like that. I want to be able to step into a room and not care. I want to be able to wear what I want or do what I want. Cause like I can tell y'all, like some days I go to work like a bum, and some days when I go to work, well, mainly on day shift, I look good. Night shift, child, I look homeless. But on day shift, you know, I just wear whatever. Like if I want to wear boots and like, you know, a cute little jogger, then I'll wear boots and a jogger. If I want to wear, you know, this little slouch net and like my makeup, like I'll do that. Like I'm just that type of person. And I never thought that me, little me, can be the person that can make somebody else want to like either step it up, or they be like, oh, she thinks she all that, oh, she doing too much. And it's like, I never thought that. And I would never make somebody feel that way. And it's just like, it's crazy, because I think it's a dangerous game, but I think sometimes I compare myself to other people in other molds, and I'm like, well, I don't look like that, you know? So I just think that, well, since I don't look like that and that's what the masses love, then you you know, I'm safe, I'm good, like I'm not, you know, I guess like nobody checking for me type thing, you know. And I have to remember, like, Tika, just because you don't look like that person or talk like that person, act like that person, like, you are who you are. You're still just as beautiful. You're still just as cool, as funny, as whatever, you know. And I never really realized that, you know. And it's sad because, like, I can look at a person and point out a million things about them that I love, you know, like something like my best friend, like, she's very sweet, she's caring, and she has like the cutest little lips, you know. My other friend, Lexi Cat, you know, she that's her nickname, I call her, but like she's so caring, she has like glorious hair, it's always so full and pretty, and you know, I could point out all these things with other people, you know. My friend Megs, like, she's so pretty to me, like she has the cute little bob, and like her shape is just so cute to me, like, you know, like she has nice chest, nice little hips or whatever, like she's so cute. And I could point out other people, like the beauty in all of them, but when it comes to me, it's like, oh, well, I guess I'm kind of funny, you know. And it's just like, why do I do that? So it's like, why do I put myself on a lower pedestal than other people, you know what I mean? And then I put that in my head, and that also makes me not want to record or not want to do anything or not want to do the things that I like, you know. Then I get closed back off into my bubble, you know. Even as being there for people, like my great grandmother, she suffers from dementia, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard, like, because out of most of all the family members, like, I really like being around her. Like, she was funny, I mean, she was crazy, but crazy in the sense of she gonna tell how it is, but like, it sometimes used to be kind of like, you know, it was just good just being around her. But now it's like, I mean, she barely knows who I am, so it's like, for me, my defense is to stay away. Like, my defense is to not call, my defense is to not reach out, not be there. And it's like, that's not good. Like, that's family, you should be there. Like, even, you know, my best friend mom found out some news about her health, and like, instead of reaching out and being there for her, it's I kind of took it on as personal, like, you know, how could this be happening to me? Like, why is it somebody I care about so much? Like, why are they going through that, you know? So instead of like being there, I track back to my bubble, I go back to my little hole, and then I feel bad for neglecting the people that I care about, but then I'm also not doing anything to change it. So it's just like, Tika, what's going on with you? And to be honest with you, I know, like, I done spent so much time rambling on, and it's like, what was the point? It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying to figure out me, you know what I mean? Like, every day I'm learning something new about myself, and some stuff is scary, some stuff is good, you know, good. It just depends. But it's like, I think the main thing is like, if you don't deal with stuff, you know, deal with, I guess, the aspect of like, everybody you care about eventually is going to die. You know, everybody you care about is going to go through something. Everyone is going through something. And I can't make my depression or my anxiety or my issues trump everything else. My own insecurities take over my life. And I say all that to say this to the other person on the end of this camera, like, do not let your brain or whatever you're going through or whatever you're dealing with hinder you from your village of people that you need or the things that you love. You know, like, for me, doing my makeup, getting on camera, talking to people, laughing, being around friends and family, like, that's the things that I love. And it's like, I can't keep letting everything that I'm dealing with stop me from being around those people or stop me from doing the things I love. Like, I gotta stop that. But it's hard because from a young kid, my bubble has been my safety net, you know. And I'm listening to Will Smith book, and like, you know, some of the things that he deals with or dealt with, it's like, man, I totally understand him, you know. It's just like how he talked about as a child, like, his imagination has been like his, like, that was like his place, like, that was what he did, like, his own world was like better than the outside world. And sometimes he would get too caught up in it to where nobody knew if he was telling the truth or lying. Like, I wasn't to that extent, but it's like, I can see how, like, you create a field around you, your own safetyness, because it's like, you know, I mean, as a child, you learn how to self-soothe and all of that. So it's like, kind of build up your own place of safety. And it's like, you don't, sometimes your place of safety can sometimes turn into a dangerous place because you allow other thoughts to get in, and then now it's the woe is me game. Now it's the pick at yourself game, because it's like, now you're putting yourself down. Now you're just having destructive behavior that's not not producing anything, you know, you're literally doing nothing. And sometimes, like, you know, if like, you know, I was in small groups and like, you know, they ask me like, you know, what's going on, like what's wrong, like, and I'm like, I feel low. And it's like when people ask me like, well, Tika, what does that mean? What do you mean you feel low? What do you mean you feel depressed? Did something happen? And it's like, nothing happened. Like nothing is going on. But it's just like the fact that nothing is going on, that's what kind of like puts me down in this. I really can't even explain it. Like it's like the fact that nothing triggering happened, but it's just like, it's just me. It's just me working through my own issues. So which is kind of like a good thing I'm not like married and stuff, because it's like I feel like I am using this time to figure me out and get me together, because I would hate for someone to be dealing with my crap, you know. But it happens, you know, and I just hope that this can help someone. I hope that if anybody else is in like a weird funk, and I know sometimes like people can say, oh, it's the seasonal depression, you know. Yes, that is an issue, but for me, I know exactly what it is. It's just Tika just dealing with Tika's ish, you know, and I just don't know. Like I'm just trying to get back to being productive, back to getting out of my head, back to not overthinking stuff, and just if I like it, just do it. If I want to do it, just put it out there, see what happens, you know. The whole point of me starting this channel was for people like me who don't feel like they fit any mold, that they don't feel like they're a weirdo, they're different, they're whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like I want this channel to be kind of like a safe place for people, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I do beauty content, yes, I do whatever type of content, but I also want this to be a place where people can just kind of just, let's just see what she has to say today. So hopefully this helps someone. I hope that, you know, if someone is going through something, you know, like, please don't do what I do and close off. Like, you know, try to, even if it's something like going for a walk, like do it, you know what I mean? Being out in nature. If you're like me, sometimes being around people is kind of not the best, because it's like, I hate to be that person to drain others. So if you're like me, then yeah, don't be around nobody until you get it to kind of a little bit together. Don't be around people, because you don't want to be that Debbie Downer. Like that's one thing I hate. I hate to be the person to like drag other people else down. So I'm like, I'd rather just stay in my bubble with my dog, but even he's been kind of acting like a maniac lately. So it's just kind of like, you know, you have to just get back to you. And that's basically what this is all about, me getting back to Tika, you know. If you guys watched my last vlog, then you know I did have a situation that happened. We'll talk about it, not talk about it today. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys if you stayed to the end. I appreciate you for watching to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's anything that you guys are going through, yeah, definitely comment down below, like, you know, or if you don't feel comfortable with putting your business out there in the comments, definitely DM me. I do get some DMs from people that want to talk, so definitely DM me, and you know, I definitely could be there for you. You know, we can start our own little support group, you know, because I tried to get in a Facebook support group and it was a disaster. Like it was a disaster. So yeah, like I was like, let me get off of social media. But anyway, if you guys want to like message me privately, definitely it's at Beautiful Soul. I'll put it on the screen as well as down below, and you can just message me, or I'll have my email down below. So if you want to send me an email, you definitely can. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.